All right, ready to dive in? We're taking a deep dive today into Alex Hormozi's YouTube video. It's called, If I Wanted to Become a Millionaire in 2025, This Is What I Do. Full blueprint.
Big title.
Yeah. This guy, he's built multiple multi-million-dollar businesses, so
He knows a thing or two.
it's kind of like,
Yeah.
getting a millionaire's cheat sheet just for you.
Oh, wow.
No pressure or anything.
Right. Well, the interesting thing is he starts by kind of flipping the script
Okay.
on what millionaire even means. Forget sports cars and mansions and all that stuff. He's talking about building something much more powerful.
Okay.
Investable assets.
Investable assets. Hold on. Before we get ahead of ourselves,
Sure.
maybe we should unpack that a bit.
Yeah.
It sounds, I don't know, a lot more, well, financially savvy than just having
Right.
a ton of cash lying around.
Exactly. Investable assets are things like stocks, bonds, real estate,
Okay.
even businesses themselves.
Okay.
Things that generate income and appreciate in value over time. And get this, 1 in 9 Americans are already millionaires by this definition.
Whoa, 1 in 9? That's way more common than I would have thought. It makes you realize that maybe becoming a millionaire isn't some far-fetched dream, but something much more attainable
Yeah,
if you, understand the right strategies.
right. And Hormozi argues that it all starts with knowledge.
Huh?
Knowing the opportunities that exist, like
Yeah.
private equity or investment banking, can open doors you might not even know were there.
So knowledge is power, especially when it comes to building wealth.
It is.
But what about all those millionaire traits we hear about?
Mm-hmm.
Confidence, charisma,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Are those just things you're born with, or can you
Yeah.
actually learn them?
He says those aren't magic traits you're born with, but skills you develop along the way.
Okay.
Think about it. Sales, marketing, customer acquisition, those are the real superpowers that drive wealth. And anyone can learn those skills with practice and dedication.
So no more wishing I was born with some millionaire gene, huh?
Nope.
It's all about putting in the work and mastering
Right.
those essential skills. Okay, I'm starting to feel a little more empowered already.
That's the spirit. And speaking of motivation, Hormozi has an interesting take on where that drive comes from.
Okay.
He calls it motivation from deprivation.
Motivation from deprivation. Okay, I'm definitely intrigued.
It's the idea that the desire for $1 million or any goal really stems from, not having it,
Okay.
and that yearning can be a powerful fuel to push you forward.
So instead of feeling discouraged by what we lack, we can actually use that as fuel to achieve what we want. Kind of a reverse psychology approach.
It is.
To motivation, I guess.
Precisely. And this ties into his advice about surrounding yourself with people who are already where you want to be.
Okay.
That constant exposure can be incredibly motivating, almost like a constant reminder of what's possible.
But that also means being really intentional about who you spend your time with, right?
It does.
If you're surrounded by people who aren't driven or ambitious, it's going to be a lot harder
Yeah.
to stay motivated on your own journey.
He even suggests going through a season of no, which might sound a little extreme, but makes sense in this context.
Season of no. Is that like giving up social media for Lent, but for success?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, tell me more.
It's about being laser focused on your goals and cutting out anything that doesn't serve that purpose.
Okay.
Even friends and social events, if necessary.
Wow, that's serious dedication.
It is.
It sounds a little lonely, but also incredibly powerful.
Right.
If you can really stick to it.
Yeah.
No more late night parties or Netflix binges, huh?
No.
Just pure, unadulterated hustle.
It's not about deprivation for the sake of it. It's about creating an environment that lubricates your goals, as he puts it.
Okay.
Think about it. Fewer distractions mean more time and energy to devote to building your dream.
Okay, I'm getting a serious, no pain, no gain vibe here.
Yeah.
But I can also see the logic in it.
Yeah.
So we've laid the groundwork with level 1, building you the foundation for success. But now let's talk about who you're actually serving.
Yeah.
What you're offering.
Level 2 is all about figuring out your WHO and what? Your ideal client and the unique value proposition you're bringing to the table. And this is where things get really interesting.
I love when things get interesting. Lay it on me.
Hormozi challenges the traditional idea of casting a wide net and trying to appeal to everyone.
Right.
He says it's actually easier to build $1 million business by focusing on a smaller group of high-paying clients.
So instead of trying to sell 1,000 people something for $10,
Yeah.
you find 10 people who will pay $1,000.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing the appeal of that strategy already.
Exactly. It forces you to think differently about the problem you're solving and the value you're providing. What are you offering that's worth that much to the right person? Because those are the people who will not only pay a premium, but become your most loyal advocates.
Now, this might sound intimidating,
I know.
but he also suggests starting with your own passion, pain, and profession.
Right.
Essentially finding the sweet spot where your expertise meets a real need in the marketplace.
Exactly. He uses Tesla as an example.
Oh, interesting.
They didn't start by trying to build affordable electric cars for the masses.
Yeah.
They started with a high-end sports car, the Roadster,
Right.
targeting a niche market willing to pay a premium for innovation and exclusivity. Then they used that success to gradually move down market and expand their reach.
That's a really smart strategy. You're essentially proving your concept
Right.
and building a loyal following before trying to take on the entire market.
Precisely. It's about starting small, specializing, and then scaling up as you gain resources and expertise.
Okay.
But before you dive headfirst into any niche, you need to make sure it's actually viable.
That's a good point. How do I even know if my niche is the right one?
Hormozi provides a checklist for validating your market.
Oh, I love checklists.
And it's all about making sure your ideal client ticks 4 key boxes.
Hit me with it.
First, they need to have the problem you solve.
Okay, yeah.
Seems obvious, but it's worth emphasizing. Second, they need to have the money to pay for your solution.
Right. No broke buyers allowed.
Exactly. No point in targeting people who can't afford your product or service,
Yeah.
no matter how amazing it is.
Okay, what are the other 2 boxes?
Third, they need to have a sense of urgency to solve the problem now.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not motivated to take action, it's going to be an uphill battle to convince them.
Makes sense.
And finally, they need to have the authority to make the buying decision.
Cool.
There's nothing more frustrating than spending time courting a prospect who ultimately needs someone else's approval.
So it's not just about finding people with a problem, it's about finding the right people
Yes.
with the right motivation and the right resources
Right.
to invest in your solution. Okay, that's a game changer. But what if I'm excited about a niche,
Yeah.
but not quite sure what to offer them?
That's where level 3 comes in,
Ugh.
crafting your irresistible offer. And this is where Hormozi drops some serious wisdom about products that practically sell themselves.
Wait, products that sell themselves? You can't leave me hanging like that.
You'll have to wait for part 2.
Fine, I guess I can wait.
I know.
I'm already hooked on this blueprint, though. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back to unravel the secrets of level 3.
It's gonna be good.
I know it is. All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Last time, we were like teetering on the edge of level 3,
Yeah.
about to unlock the secrets of these so-called self-selling products.
Yeah.
I'm ready to like crack the code.
Well, get ready for this acronym. Hormozi calls it UOSA.
UESA.
Unique, expensive, sticky, and air.
UESA.
These are the 4 qualities of products that essentially print money.
Okay, UESA, huh? Sounds catchy, but I'm not quite picturing it.
Sure.
Break it down for me.
Okay, think about Coca-Cola.
Okay.
It has a unique recipe that can't be, easily replicated.
Right.
It commands a high price relative to its production cost,
Okay.
giving it a juicy profit margin.
Mm-hmm.
People get hooked on the taste.
Yeah.
And keep coming back for more, making it sticky.
Right.
And the ingredients themselves are relatively cheap and abundant, almost like air.
Okay, now that you mention it, Coke is a pretty genius example.
Right.
So we should all be striving to create the next sugary beverage empire.
Wow.
Not sure my dentist would approve.
Probably not.
But seriously, are there other examples of UESA products?
Think about software subscriptions.
Okay.
The code itself is unique,
Right.
difficult to copy.
Yeah.
The perceived value often allows for a high price point.
Mm-hmm.
The recurring revenue model makes it inherently sticky.
Right.
And the marginal cost of delivering the software is practically nothing, just like air.
Ah, I see. So UESA isn't limited to like physical products. It's more about like a specific combination of qualities that make a product or service
Exactly.
incredibly profitable and scalable.
You got it. Now, scalability is another key consideration when choosing your offering.
Right.
Hormozi talks about a scalability spectrum,
Okay.
with some businesses being inherently easier to grow than others.
This makes sense.
Yeah,
A one-person coaching business
right.
isn't as easily scalable as, say, an online course that thousands can access simultaneously.
Exactly.
But does that mean you can't build $1 million business with a less scalable model?
Not at all. Even unscalable businesses, like high-end consulting or bespoke services, can be incredibly lucrative.
Okay.
You might not be serving millions of customers, but you can charge a premium for your expertise.
Right.
And build a thriving business serving a select clientele.
So scalability is important, but it's not the only path to success.
Right.
It's about finding the right model for your niche and your goals.
Correct.
Speaking of getting customers, how do you actually get those first paying clients in the door?
Hormozi breaks down customer acquisition into 2 key phases.
Okay.
Getting people to find out about your product or service and then converting them into paying customers.
Okay.
He outlines 8 strategies
Right.
divided into the core 4 and the 4 lead getters.
Okay, break it down for me. What are the core 4?
These are actions you take directly. Warm outreach to your existing network,
Okay.
cold outreach to strangers, content marketing to share your expertise, and paid ads to reach your ideal customer.
So those are the bread and butter tactics that most entrepreneurs are kind of familiar with.
Right.
But what about the 4 lead getters? That sounds intriguing.
The lead getters are people or entities that bring you customer.
Okay.
Think. Satisfied customers who refer their friends,
Okay.
employees who spread the word, affiliates who promote your product for a commission, and marketing agencies who help you reach a wider audience.
So the core 4 is about getting the ball rolling yourself, while the 4 lead getters is about building a system that brings you customers,
Right.
even when you're not actively hustling.
Exactly.
I like the sound of that, but let's be realistic.
Yeah.
Most entrepreneurs, especially when starting out, are probably focusing on those core 4 tactics.
Yeah.
Which one does Hormozi recommend for, beginners?
He suggests focusing on warm outreach and content marketing as the most cost-effective starting points.
Okay.
Warm outreach leverages existing relationships, and content marketing establishes you as an expert and builds trust.
That makes sense.
Right.
You're not starting from scratch, you're tapping into your network and building credibility
Exactly.
through valuable content. But what about actually closing the deal?
Yes.
Getting people to pull out their wallets and say yes.
Funny you should mention that.
Okay.
Even Alex Hormozi, a guy who's built a business empire, admits he used to hate the idea of sales. He had to teach himself how to do it out of necessity.
That's pretty relatable. A lot of us creative types would rather, hide behind our laptops
Right.
than have those salesy conversations.
Totally.
So what was his secret? How did he learn to close deals effectively?
He developed a framework called CLOSER,
Closer.
an acronym for the 6 steps that turn leads into customers.
Okay, I'm all ears. Walk me through this closer framework. What's the first step?
It all starts with C, clarify.
Clarify.
This is where you figure out why this person is even talking to you.
Okay.
What are their goals?
Yeah.
What brought them here?
So it's about understanding their needs and motivations before you even start talking about your product or service.
Exactly. You're not trying to force a square peg into a round hole.
Yeah.
You're figuring out if there's even a fit in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've clarified their motivation, you move to L,
Label.
label. This is where you articulate the problem they're facing,
Okay.
putting it into words for them.
I'm guessing this helps them kind of see the gap
Yeah,
between where they are now and where they want to be.
it does.
It's kind of like creating a before picture in a makeover show.
That's a great analogy. And to really drive home that gap, you move to overview past pain.
Overview past pain.
This is where you delve into their previous attempts to solve the problem and highlight the frustrations they've experienced.
Ooh, this is getting good. So you're not just telling them they have a problem.
Yeah,
You're reminding them how much that problem has been costing them
right.
in time, money, or energy.
Exactly.
It's like adding fuel to the fire of their desire for a solution.
You're getting it. And once you've established that strong desire,
Okay.
you shift gears to sell the vacation.
Sell a vacation. Okay, now this sounds like fun. I'm picturing palm trees and cocktails already.
Well, it's all about painting a picture of their life after they've solved the problem.
Okay.
You're not bogging them down with technical details. You're focusing on the benefits, the transformation, the ultimate outcome they're craving.
So instead of like explaining the features of your software,
Yeah.
you're showing them how it will like streamline their workflow and
Exactly.
free up their time to focus on what matters most.
Right.
It's about selling the destination, not just the vehicle. I like it.
Exactly. And Hormozy suggests keeping this part concise and compelling. He calls it a 3-pillar pitch.
Okay.
Just 3 key points that highlight the unique value of your solution.
Makes sense. People are busy. They don't want to sit through a long-winded sales pitch.
No.
But don't they usually have objections or concerns?
Of course.
How do you deal with that?
That's where E comes in. Explain away their concerns.
Okay.
This is where you address those objections head on, but instead of getting defensive, you empathize and provide reassurance.
So it's not about arguing or trying to force your point of view.
Right.
It's about acknowledging their concerns and providing like logical explanations that put their mind at ease.
Exactly.
I bet he has some like tips for dealing with those common objections.
He does. He even breaks down the 6 most common types of objections: price, timing, need, trust, source, and process. He provides specific strategies for overcoming each one.
Wow.
Almost like a cheat sheet for navigating those tricky sales conversations.
That's incredibly helpful. It's like having a secret weapon for handling those awkward moments
Right.
when you feel like the conversation's going off track.
Exactly. And finally, we reinforce the decision.
Reinforce the decision.
This is where you solidify their commitment and ensure they feel confident and excited about their purchase.
So it's not just about getting them to say yes.
Right.
It's about making sure they feel good about that decision.
Yeah.
And are ready to move forward with, like, confidence.
Yeah.
What are some, like, key tips for this final stage?
Hormozy talks about this as the beginning of the onboarding process. You want to make sure they feel supported and valued from the moment they become a customer.
Right.
He also recommends something he calls BAM FAM, booking a meeting from a meeting.
BAM fam.
Yeah.
What is that, like some kind of secret society handshake?
It's simply about ensuring a smooth transition from sales to onboarding.
Okay.
You're not leaving them hanging after they've committed. You're scheduling that next step right then and there
Right.
to keep the momentum going.
I like that.
He also stresses the importance of taking detailed notes during the sales process and passing those along to the onboarding team.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't want the customer to have to repeat themselves or feel like they're like starting from scratch
Yeah,
with each new interaction.
exactly.
It's all about creating a seamless and positive experience from start to finish.
It is.
I'm loving this closer framework. It feels like, a game changer for anyone who's ever felt
Yeah.
awkward or uncomfortable about selling.
It is. But even with the best sales strategies, you can only do so much on your own.
Yeah,
Eventually, you'll need to build a team to scale your business.
that makes sense. You can't be a one-person show forever.
You can't.
But building a team can be, like, intimidating,
It can be.
especially when you're used to doing everything yourself.
Yeah.
How does Hormozy approach this?
He starts by acknowledging that trying to do everything yourself is like trying to fit an ocean into a teacup.
Okay.
You're limited by your own time, energy, and expertise.
So building a team is about, like, expanding your capacity for growth.
Yes.
Almost like upgrading to a bigger container.
Exactly. It's about bringing in people with different skills and perspectives to complement your own strengths and weaknesses
Definitely.
and to effectively manage that team.
Okay.
He introduces something he calls the management diamond.
The management diamond. Okay, now I'm really curious. What is this magical diamond all about?
It's a framework for ensuring your team members have everything they need to succeed.
Okay.
It boils down to 4 key questions. Do they know what to do? How to do it?
Okay.
When to do it by? And
Yeah.
why it matters.
So it's about providing clear communication, setting expectations, and
Exactly.
connecting their work to the bigger picture.
Yes.
But what if you've done all that and someone is still, like, underperforming?
Hormozy adds a 5th element to the diamond. What's blocking you?
Okay.
It's about identifying and removing any obstacles that might be hindering their performance. He even tells a story about his own team struggling with video edits because of slow internet at the office.
Sometimes it's not like a lack of motivation or skill.
Right.
It's just a simple like logistical hurdle
Exactly.
that needs to be addressed.
Right.
That's a great reminder to like check in with your team and make sure they have the resources and support
It is.
they need to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
So we've covered building yourself,
Yeah.
choosing the right offer, mastering sales,
Mm-hmm.
and now building a team. What else is there?
Building a team isn't just about hiring a bunch of people and hoping for the best.
Right? You need a system to support that growth.
Okay.
He calls this the 3 pillars of business.
Oh, okay.
The essential elements that support sustainable growth.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's hear about these pillars.
First, you have acquisition,
Acquisition.
which is all about getting those customers.
Yeah.
Marketing, sales, lead generation, everything we've been talking about.
Right.
To get people to find out about you and make that initial purchase.
So acquisition is about filling the pipeline with like potential customers.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the second pillar?
Delivery.
Delivery.
This is where you fulfill your promises,
Okay.
creating and delivering a product or service that meets or exceeds customer expectations.
So if acquisition is about getting them to say yes,
Mm-hmm.
delivery is about making sure they don't regret it.
Right.
It's about like exceeding expectations and delivering on those promises.
Exactly.
What's the third pillar?
The often overlooked but absolutely crucial operations.
Operation. The behind the scenes stuff that keeps the business running smoothly.
So things like finance, legal, HR, IT,
Yeah.
all those like essential functions that support the core operations of
Right.
acquisition and delivery.
Mm-hmm.
I can see how like neglecting these areas can really hurt
It can.
a growing business.
Exactly. It's like trying to build a skyscraper on a shaky foundation.
Right.
It might look impressive at first, but it's not going to stand the test of time.
All right, so we've got our 3 pillars: acquisition, delivery, and operations.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 3-legged stool that supports sustainable business growth.
Yeah.
Even with a great team and a solid foundation,
Right.
there's still one more crucial element: mindset.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Hormozi emphasizes the mental and emotional qualities that separate successful entrepreneurs
Mhm.
from the rest.
Okay.
And one of his key concepts here is leverage.
Leverage.
It's about getting more output for your input,
Okay.
maximizing your effort.
I love that concept. It's about like working smarter, not harder. It's finding those force multipliers that amplify your efforts
Yeah.
and create like exponential results.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it's not just about working smarter, right?
You're right. Hormozi actually challenges the common saying.
Okay.
Work smart, not hard.
Yeah.
Arguing that you have to work hard to become smart.
So it's not an either situation. It's a both hand.
Exactly.
You need to put in the effort to build the skills and knowledge
Yeah.
that allow you to work smarter
Right.
down the road.
Yeah.
Like that old saying, the harder I work, the luckier I get.
Exactly. And speaking of sticking with it,
Yeah.
he uses a memorable analogy. The woman in the red dress.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. It's from The Matrix, right?
Yes.
The alluring distraction that tempts you to stray from your path.
Right. He compares it to shiny object syndrome.
Okay.
That entrepreneurial tendency to get sidetracked by every new idea
Mhm.
or opportunity that
Yeah.
comes along.
So how do you avoid like getting seduced by those women in red dresses
Yeah.
and stay focused on your goals?
He emphasizes the power of focus and the dangers of disrupting compounding growth.
Okay.
Even a small shift in focus can have a significant impact on your long-term trajectory.
Right.
It's about having the discipline to stay the course and resist the temptation to
Yeah.
chase every shiny object.
So focus is key, but what about all those like unexpected challenges and setbacks
Yeah.
that like inevitably arise?
Yeah.
How do you deal with those?
He talks about the valley of despair,
Okay.
that inevitable period of doubt and frustration that every entrepreneur faces.
I've been in that valley a few times myself.
We all have.
It's not a fun place to be. How do you like get out of that valley and keep moving forward?
He encourages us to embrace those challenges as opportunities for growth.
Yeah.
He also emphasizes the importance of getting better,
Mm.
continuously refining your approach, and using data to inform your decisions.
Gosh,
He calls it common factors analysis.
common factors analysis. Break that down for me.
It's about analyzing your successes and failures,
Okay.
identifying patterns, and extracting valuable insights.
Right.
It's about turning your experiences into data points
Yeah.
and using that knowledge to make better decisions moving forward.
So it's not just about like learning from your mistakes.
Right.
It's about systematically analyzing those experiences to identify
Yes.
the underlying factors that contribute to like success or failure.
Exactly.
That's a really powerful concept.
It is, and it ties into his final point
Okay.
about the importance of your relationship with your goals.
Okay, I'm ready to get deep. Tell me more about this.
He asks a provocative question. What are you willing to sacrifice to achieve your goals? He suggests that truly committed entrepreneurs
Okay.
make their goals a top priority, even above relationships and personal comfort.
Wow, that's intense. Is he saying we have to become like workaholic hermits to achieve success?
Not necessarily.
Yep.
It's about defining your values and aligning your actions with those values,
Right.
even when it means making tough choices.
Okay.
It's about understanding that success requires trade-offs,
Yeah.
and sometimes you have to say no to certain things in order to say yes
Right.
to what truly matters.
So it's about being intentional with your time and energy, making conscious choices
Yes.
that support your long-term vision.
Exactly.
But how do you know if you're making the right choices? What if you sacrifice something important
Yeah.
and then regret it later?
That's where the idea of the infinite game comes in.
Okay, now you've really lost me. Infinite game. Is this some kind of like
I know.
cosmic chess match
Yeah.
with the universe?
It's a concept he borrows from author Simon Sinek.
Okay.
It's the idea that life isn't about winning or losing. It's about continuing to play, to grow,
Right.
and to make a difference. It's about embracing the journey, not just the destination.
So it's about focusing on the process, not the outcome.
Yeah.
About constantly striving to improve, to learn, and to contribute, rather than getting caught up in the pursuit of
Yeah.
external validation or like material success. I like that.
Yeah.
It takes the pressure off achieving a specific goal
It does.
and shifts the focus to like personal growth and fulfillment.
Exactly. And that's a powerful mindset to cultivate, not just for entrepreneurs, but for anyone who wants to live
Right.
a more meaningful and impactful life.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From the season of no to the woman in the red dress to the infinite game. Hormozi's blueprint is full of like
Yeah.
memorable metaphors and actionable advice.
It is.
But if I had to pick one key takeaway,
Yeah.
it would be the importance of mindset.
Absolutely. Mindset is the foundation upon which everything else is built.
Right.
It's about believing in yourself,
Yeah.
embracing challenges, and constantly striving to become a better version of yourself.
And speaking of getting better, we're not done yet. There's one more piece of the puzzle we need to explore: maximizing customer lifetime value.
That's right, because it's not just about getting customers, it's about keeping them coming back for more.
Right.
We'll dive into those strategies when we return
Yeah.
for the final part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned. You won't want to miss it.